Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Today's project, it's probably going to take us 3-4 days or whatever. We're going to take all the backsplash off and replace it with some new stuff. The stuff we put on here last year, we just prepped the walls and did the peel and stick. The glue on the back side of the tile was not sufficient between all the excessive heat from traveling this year and twisting and turning and bouncing. Just started coming off the walls. It wasn't falling off, but it wasn't sticking either. So we got some new tile, something a little more color to it. We got some 3M spray adhesive. So once all this tile, the old tile is cleaned off, we're going to prep the walls again. And we're going to tape everything so we don't get overspray. And we're going to spray the wall and the back side of the new tile sheets. We'll just do 2 at a time. Put them in place and roll them. I have a roller that I use for eternal bond tape. We'll use that. And hopefully that'll be the last time I have to do this project. So the first thing we have to do is we have to take this hood off because it's in the way. I've got to bring the tile all the way up to the ceiling. All this stuff here, all these knives and this piece of wood. And we're going to probably take out some electrical. Definitely have to take out this control panel. That'll be in the way. And of course, these blinds and the valance needs to come off. And there's one more electrical outlet behind you that has to come off. So it'll probably take us a day to pull this off and prep the walls and make it look nice. Okay, so let's get all this stuff out of the way. And the hood has 4 screws that hold it in place. So we'll have to take those out. And this thing here might be a little tight. Yep, it's a little tight. Get this out of the way so we can carry the tile down below it. Alright, the hood. 4 screws underneath. Kind of an awkward place, but we'll get it. Alright. Hood is out. We're not going to disconnect the wires. I'm just going to leave. Well, let's see what it looks like. Maybe it's just a plug. Let's take this tape off, see what we got. Yeah, it's not a plug. Alright, so we'll just leave that connected. There's enough play in this wire so we can move. Alright, now the fun part. Some of this tile is stuck pretty good. Most of it is going to come off fairly easy. So the hard part is going to be, the most time consuming is going to be just peeling all this stuff off. See how some of it just comes right off in big chunks. Yeah, the glue, yeah, just pretty crappy. Pretty crappy. So we can make quick work of this. Alright, so the first wall is stripped of all the tile. I had to disconnect the wire on the main plug for the control panel, which tells me all about, gives me the levels for the waste tanks. So now I'll just take this scraper I have, a paint scraper, and just scrape off all these heavy chunks. And then when that's all done, we'll, all the caulking that's along the edges here, we'll just take all that down all the way around and wipe it down with some acetone. And we'll move on to the next wall. I'm just going to scrape all these big chunks off. This job goes pretty quick. Some of the tile was stuck on there pretty good. Most of it came off fairly easy. Very little effort. Yeah, this wall's prepped and ready to go. We scraped all this with a razor knife and a putty knife Got all the heavy chunks off. And we took some 80 grit sandpaper on a vibrating sander, or palm sander. Took all the heavy chunks off, and we wiped it down with acetone, and it is ready to go. Good morning. Day 2 Backsplash project. We got all the tile off. We got this wall here in the back all sanded, scraped, wiped down with acetone. This wall here, we're going to sand it and do all the way across on the other side of this window. Scrape it, sand it, and then we're going to tape down this countertop with some paper to protect it from the spray glue. And up underneath here, we'll protect that also. This section behind this faucet, unless I take this whole faucet unit out, I really can't get in there and spray. And so that whole section of tile will just spray the back side of the tile. And Alright, everything that may get overspray from the glue, the spray glue, is covered with this paper. It's like a painter's paper. I use this green frog tape, which is similar to the blue painter's tape. I just like it better. So we're all prepped. Walls are ready to go. Countertops are covered. And the next step is going to be pre-fitting at least 3 or 4 sheets of tile at a time before I actually put the glue on the wall and on the back of the tile. Because once that's ready to go, once you stick it on the wall, that's it. It's a one-shot deal. So fortunately, I did buy a little extra tile in case I make a mistake. Hopefully I don't, because it'll be twice as hard to get that stuff off. So alright, time to put the spray glue on. I'm going to put it on the wall and on the back of the tile. And then we're going to put it in place and then roll it. We're going to let this get tacky. That's what the instructions say. So probably maybe a minute or so. So just give it a light spray. Get some decent coverage. We're going to do the same thing in the back of the tile. So we'll just peel off. Well, this tile already has glue on the back, but if it's anything like the last stuff we put on, it's not very good. So I'm just going to peel off this protective covering. Try to keep the gaps nice and tight. So I just start with one corner, kind of work it in place. I'm going to take our roller, roll it on there, get some decent pressure so everything sticks together nice and tight. Alright, now we're getting to the fun part, which takes a little bit longer than normal. You got these receptacles you have to go around. So what I did is I made a straight line across the top of this tile, which is already in place. And I've got a couple dimensions. I got from the top here to the top of each end of the hole, and then the width of the hole. So I know how wide it's roughly 1 inch wide. 1 inch wide. 1 inch wide. And then I cut my tile, because it's not a full sheet that's going to the corner here. So I measure from the high point to the wall, and on the piece I'm putting in, it'll be from the low point to this dimension here, which will give me a perfect fit. And of course I cut out my hole for the receptacle or the wires, and I did a small slice here and split it so I can fold this back and slide the wire right in there. So we'll see if that works. It should fit. So you don't need to cover this thing 100%. I'm just going to cover a good majority of it. I'm going to stay away from these tiles here because I don't want overspray on it. Luckily, this stuff doesn't really come out as a spray like paint. It's more of a stream, which is good because you can control it a lot better. So just give it a little spray like that. And we'll give it a little belt right here. Make sure they're good and tight. So this end here, you want to try and keep away from the wall. You want to curl in one end, roughly where the scallop part is. Make it nice and tight. And then slowly work it against the wall like this, just like you would a decal. That's all it is a very expensive, fancy decal. Give a little bit of pressure. Try and get this film off of here. Peel it off nice and slow. Nice and slow and steady. There. We're going to caulk the bottom and the top. All the way up in here, we'll peel this tape off first before we caulk, and this will all be finished. We can put this hood back on, put the receptacles back together, and we'll call that wall done. And the fun part is going to be going around the window because you got a radius. Yeah, maybe we won't record that. We'll see. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Day 2 of the Backsplash project. We got this wall here completed. Up along the top of the window, we're working on the bottom. We've got a small section on that side, and then we'll wrap it up. Get this thing all cleaned up, and call this project done. Finally. So what I did is I pre-fit and pre-cut 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. So we'll get these peeled off, spray the glue in the back, and we'll put those in place. And then we will pre-fit and cut 4 more until we get to the end of the window, and then we'll do a couple full sheets and probably 3 full sheets. We're done. So stay tuned. Hopefully this project motivates you, upgrade yours, make it look a little more modern. I'm a firm believer in restoring older campers. It's cheaper. You can make it the way you want it, and you spend $100 and something thousand on a camper. You're not going to feel guilty about repainting or making it better. So that's why the older ones are better for restoration. You can do what you want. It's really not going to hurt the resale value. If anything, it'll make it worth a little more, just because it's better than factory, and obviously it's going to look better. So hopefully this helps you guys out. If you're doing your projects, I'd love to see some pictures, comments, whatever you have, send them my way. Any suggestions? It's all helpful. We're all here to help each other out. Yeah, give it a little spray. Now we'll start with this corner here, make it nice and tight. And we'll curl it right in. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Day 4 of the Backsplash project. It's done, 100%. We are so happy the way it came out. Makes the kitchen look a whole lot better, a lot longer. It just flows a lot better than that cheap-ass Subway tile that we had in there. So hopefully you guys stuck with us and watched the whole project. Hopefully it helped you out. And let's get the reveal going on here and see what it looks like. There it is. It was a fun project. Thoroughly enjoyed doing this. Took our time, made it come out real nice. It just looks a lot better. Well, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Hopefully this motivates you to do some work in your older campers. It's a lot cheaper than buying new ones, and it's more satisfying to do your own work. So if you see us on the road, say hi. We love talking to people. And until the next video, happy camping.